everyone. In this series, I will be discussing on GATE 2021 textiles question. So first 2025 questions will be of 1 mark question, and then thereafter it would be of 2 mark question. So starting with 1 mark question, very first question. This question says the gummy substance present in the raw silk is option A that is given is serine, B fibroin, C keratin, and D that is sericin. So what is the correct answer? So if you know ki what is the, then the correct option is sericin. So what sericin is? Sericin is a protein that is caused by silkworm. Which type of silkworm? Exactly, the silkworm name is Bombyx mori in the production of the silk, and these silk filaments are held together by a gummy substance that is known as sericin, and sericin is also known as the silk gum on the silk gum. So the gummy substance that is present in silk fiber is option D, sericin. So option D is the right answer. Now coming to the next question. So this question says the technique used for producing viscous rayon is melt spinning, wet spinning, dry spinning, and last one is dry jet wet spinning. So if you know what these different spinning methods are, and then you can distinguish which technique is used for which fibers. So if we talk about melt spinning, the melt spinning is generally used for filament and staple type of fibers, and whereas dry spinning is used for only filament, and wet spinning can be used for both these filaments. If we talk about the spinning speed of everything, then the spinning speed of melt spinning is around 2500 to 3000, and it is similar, whereas wet spinning, the spinning speed is comparatively slow. So if we talk about melt spinning, it is used for the production of polyester, generally synthetic polyester, nylon, olefin, nylon, olefin, and glass fibers. So these melt spinning is used for these processes. And if we talk about a wet spinning process, so wet spinning process is used for the production of aramid fibers and PVC. If we talk about viscous rayon is also produced by this wet spinning process, spandex, acrylic, mod acrylic, these types of fibers can be produced by wet spinning method. And if we talk about dry spinning method, then dry spinning is used for production of acetate, triacetate, and some other type of acrylic, and mod acrylic or spandex kind of fibers. So basically these are used for acetate and triacetate. So our question says the technique used for producing viscous fiber. So viscous fiber is produced by wet spinning process. So option B is the correct answer. So looking forward to the next question. It is also a 1 mark question. It says the yarn manufacturing technology that uses perforated drums for twisting. Option A is ring spinning, second one is rotor spinning, third one is friction spinning, fourth one is air jet spinning. So if we talk about which type of technology uses perforated drums, so if you have read these spinning processes, then you must answer. It is a very simple question. If you know about friction spinning, so option C is the right answer. And talking about the explanation part, then friction spinning you on the drift or the drift spinning, matlab it is said as drift 1, drift 2, drift 3. These are different parts of the friction spinning machine. So it is suitable for spinning coarse count of yarns. So generally heavy count of yarns are used in this, and it consists of 3 distinct operations that includes feeding of fibers, thereafter fiber integration, and thereafter twist insertion. So these 3 processes are included in this friction spinning process, and this technology uses perforated drums for the twisting process. So option C is the right answer. So now coming to the next question. This question says in roving frame the distance between top and bottom aprons at the exit point is maintained by. So if you have read about the roving frame, thereafter ring frame, these are all yarn manufacturing processes, and these manufacturing process, the machines, the equipments, the proper functions of these individual parts are very important. So if you have read about the roving frame, the distance between the top and the bottom aprons, the distance, this distance is maintained by spacer. So it is a very straightforward question. So in this question the right answer is option number A, spacer. So the distance between the top and the bottom is maintained by a spacer. So just read these things carefully. These are to the point questions. If you know, you can answer it directly. Otherwise you cannot answer these questions, since these are straightforward theoretical questions. It is a 1 mark question. Now looking forward to the next question. This question says the fabric structure related to weft knitting is lock knit, reverse lock knit, double tricot, and 1 cross 1 rib. So in weft knitting, what is the fabric structure that is related to? For weft knitting, it is a rib fabric, rib weave. So 1 cross 1 rib is best suitable for this. So if we talk about something about a rib fabric, so in weft knitting process, when every wall alternates between the plain and the purl stitches on the right and the back sides. So basically there are two parts. First one is front part and second one is back sides. So these are alternately adjusted, and every wall alternates between the plain and the purled stitches on the right and the back sides. This is just known as 1 cross 1 rib, one front one back. So option D is the correct answer. Now looking to the next question. This question says that the non-woven technology which uses high pressure water jets is option A, needle punching, option B, spun lacing, option C, spun bonding, option D, melt blowing. So if you have read about what are these processes, so water jets are used in these water jets are used in spun lacing process. Option B is the right answer. So what is spun lacing? So basically spun lacing is a process of entangling a web of loose fibers that are loosely held on a porous belt that forms a sheet structure by subjecting the fibers to a multiple rows of high fine pressure jets of water. So basically what actually happening in this process is ki there are loose fiber webs that are loosely held, and when it is structured to a high pressure water jets, then this a belt sheet is formed, which is known as spun lacing process. So it uses water jets, high pressure water jets. Option B is the right answer. Now coming to the next question. It is a 1 mark question of textile testing part. It says cotton fiber length variation can be expressed by option A, uniformity index, option B, limit irregularity, option C, U percent means Ooster percent, option D, index of irregularity. So how the cotton fiber length variation is measured? If you have read about this, then it is measured by uniformity ratio. So what is uniformity ratio or uniformity index? So basically uniformity ratio says that the 50% span length upon 2.5% span length. So this is the ratio of, this is the formula for uniformity ratio. So this is represented, the variation is represented, this ratio is known as uniformity ratio, and the entire variation is represented by uniformity index. So option A is the correct answer, or uniformity index. Then now coming to the next question. Now this is also a 1 mark question. It is of testing part. It says a high value of drape coefficient indicates option A limb fabric, option B stiff fabric, option C compressible fabric, option D smooth fabric. So what is drape and how it is related with drape coefficient? So you have read about drape, that drape is a tendency how well a fabric can hang itself. So if it hangs to a larger extent, then the value of drape is very high. मतलब कितना झूलता है वो, this is known as drape. कितना वो कपड़ा झूल रहा है उसमें, तो this is what is known as drape. So basically high drape coefficient means lower drape value. So if the fabric have lower high drape coefficient means lower drape, so it will not hang high, so it means the fabric is stiff. So high value of drape coefficient indicates stiff fabric. Option B is the correct answer. Now coming to the next question. The process for removal of protruding fibers from the fabric surface is option A desizing, option B scouring, option C souring, option D singeing. So these are basically, these four options are basically textile chemical processing basic parts. What are the basic functions during singeing? Desizing. In desizing, the size is removed so that the fabric can go itself and can be easily processed during dyeing and bleaching processes thereon and thereafter. In this process, fats and waxes are removed. Souring. So in souring, the leftover caustic soda is removed, and so on and so forth. Whereas in the singeing process, what singeing process actually is, singeing process refers to the burning of for removal of protruding fibers from the surface of the fabric. It helps to produce an even fabric. So in singeing, the protruding fibers are removed. Protruding fibers removed. How it is removed? Generally nowadays it is done by gas singeing process. It is a very effective kind of process that is nowadays used in industries. So the process of removal of protruding fibers is known as singeing, whereas the process of removal of size is known as desizing. Removal of size is applied during the fabric manufacturing process, that is sizing process. So in this after the manufacture of the size, during the processing part, the size that is applied is now removed for further chemical processes, dyeing and printing and finishing. So I think it is very clear. These are all basic concepts. These are straightforward questions. There is, if you have read the basics of textiles, then you can easily answer these questions. These are high scoring questions. So you should focus on basic concepts as well. So now coming to the next question.